This is how most people react after receiving their quarterly water bill. But did you ever wonder why your bill is so high in the first place? Here are 5 reasons for the Bayonne water deal. The city of Bayonne's finances were extremely out of balance. Our city began each year $25 million less than it needed to operate. Instead of addressing the spending problem, these politicians used one-time revenues from non-sustainable sources, temporarily plugging each year's budget deficit and kicking that can down the road. For 20 years, the city of Bayonne continued to rely on the BMUA, using tens of millions in funds bonded by the BMUA. This would artificially prop up its unstable budget, leaving the BMUA in massive debt, 6 times its operating budget. In 2007, an unlucky politician was left with the BMUA bill. And how much was that bill? $130 million. In essence, the increased water and sewage rates of today are a direct result of the city's credit card debt for all the borrowing and spending from decades ago. The average water rate increase on New Jersey property owners is about 5% annually. These increases help to pay for capital maintenance and improvements to our water and sewer systems. Prior to the contract with KKR and Suez, Bayonne went 18 years without ever raising water rates. Much like the politicians that lack the political will to address municipal spending and debt, they also lack the political will to reasonably raise water rates, resulting in zero capital maintenance or improvements to our water and sewer systems. Environmental groups filed lawsuits to force Bayonne to come into compliance with EPA regulations for combined sewer systems. A judge ordered Bayonne to make $25 million in investments to come into compliance with federal regulations. Bayonne's longtime licensed water and sewer operators announced their plans to retire. The BMUA struggled to find licensed replacement operators within its budget range. Like most standalone public water and sewer utilities around the state, the BMUA could no longer achieve an economy of scale for personnel and equipment it needed infrequently. Expenses like factors and backhoes, as well as a complete staff, were now out of reach of the BMUA's fiscal structure. The BMUA was forced to seek an operating contract with a private firm. But an operating contract alone would not dissolve the debt of $130 million or create the capital needed for maintenance and improvements. $25 million, which was mandated by the federal government. Suez would partner with a private equity firm known as KKR. This joint venture would pay Bayonne $150 million, plus agree to pay an additional $157 million over the life of the contract to manage and upgrade the systems, in exchange for the rights to a 40-year concession allowing the joint venture to collect water and wastewater revenues. And after a year of review, the proposal was accepted and the contract was signed. And so what did the deal do? It retired $130 million in debt, it helped restore Bayonne's credit rating, it provided rate stability, it secured significant capital investment, and left us with $25 million of a surplus. Now, does that sound like a bad deal?